Yeah, I think we came out loose. We read the ice really well. I think everyone just felt comfortable, right from the first end, the first rock in the first end, and we settled in nicely. We started off, we got hammer, 3 blank ends, and then started off with a nice deuce in 4. Followed it up with a force, and it was just a really great start to the event. And I think that was big for our teams. It was great to first kick it off with Stu emceeing. Obviously, he's the voice of the Season of Champions events. It's great to see him, and great to see him doing his thing and firing up the crowd, and to see that lower bowl almost full was fantastic. And to hear some cheers and some noise in the building and cheering for Dunstone's team and was really cool. We missed that. I said it earlier this week. I'll say it again. I truly believe, this is how I feel. I think curling has been so good to us the past decade. It's brought us everything we've ever hoped for and a lot more. And that's really the perspective that I have now. Everything from here on out is a bonus, and I think that it's a good type of mindset to bring into a big event like this, to not put too much pressure on ourselves. We've done that in the past. I don't want to do that ever again, especially as we get older and we mature in the game. We're going to do our best to try and just be in the moment, stay in the present, play it one shot at a time, and enjoy every moment out there.
In the 7th? Well, it was fortunate. I got to play in the third end a little short run in the exact same spot that we went like stuff and forced Matt to 1 in the third end. So we knew precisely what it did. And it was a little bit of a fortunate situation. Like if Matt's curls another half inch, I can't even make it for more than 1. But he threw a great shot, but it didn't quite curl up enough, and then we had a really good idea of how to throw that. And probably the hardest part is, as long as I throw it good, there's a lot of pressure on Reed to call the line, and perfectly, and he did a great job. That's a lot of pressure on a third.
How'd you find the ice?
Ice was great. Actually, right from the practice on Friday, surprised how good it is already. So very, very happy.
How important is the first win? I know you need many more wins to get there.
Yeah, in particular for our schedule, with we're off tomorrow, we don't have a game. So not having to ruminate over a loss, this makes tomorrow. It was important for us to get off to a good start tonight.
Yeah, it was exciting. The crowd was rocking. I haven't played an atmosphere like that in a while, so super fun, and obviously even better, we were able to pick up the win, so a good start to the week for us. It's the best, man. I said Saski fans are the best sport fans in our country. It's not even close, and it's Saturday, the first day of the trials, and they are roaring out there, and saw a bunch of familiar faces in the crowd, so great to be home. Good to pick up a win, and they were sure hooting and hollering for the Dunstone team there, and didn't pan out for them tonight, but that they support their teams no matter what, and they'll be behind them the rest of the week. Everybody, my mom and dad are here, brother and sister, everybody's here.
What does that mean to have them here?
Yeah, it's great, man. I mean, our families are the reason who got us here to play our sport originally, and haven't got to play in front of any fans, let alone your family and friends over the last 2 seasons. So you kind of forgot what it was like to play in front of those big crowds, but that was really cool out there tonight. That's what we play for, right? If you play at the highest level of this sport, you're playing to go represent your country, and we're that Maple Leaf, the Olympic Games, World Championships. So playing the big events gets the juices flowing, playing against the best teams and playing against the best competition. That's what I love. I wouldn't say I'm overly thrilled about playing the smaller events these days, but events like this you really get up for, and they're a lot of fun to play in.
Is there any moments that really stand out when it comes to your trials experiences?
Well, both my wins were pretty sweet. Obviously winning's always better than losing, but I've been to 3 trials. This is my 4th, and had pretty good runs at all 3 of them. We won 2 and lost the semi in another. So, I don't have any sour taste about any trials in my mouth. That's for sure.
It was an Olympic trials game. It just it felt like any miss was going to cost you the game. I felt like that after 4. I was missing a draw for 2, and then Mark missed one, I think, in 7, where it looked like we could have scored 2 or 3. So when you give those ends away, you're like, oh, this is going to cost us. But we played a great last end. Super shots that both Jeff and Brett made and Mark made. Like, we played a perfect 10th end there to win. And I haven't been that nervous on an open hit in so long. I got in the hack and I was like, oh my God, these are Olympic trial nerves. So that's what we play for. It was exciting to have, and I made the shot. So that's the important part.
And how big a deal to get that win against Sponsor, one of the other contenders
Yeah,
here?
you know what? They're a team that I think most people would expect at the end of the week are going to be there. So to get a win on them early, it kind of puts us essentially 2 games ahead. So they're going to have to, we're going to have to lose 2 for them to jump ahead of us. So I know it's really early to be talking about that, but that's kind of how you have to think in this field, because it's going to be real tight at the end of the week. So sometimes a win-loss against another team, it might get you, either directly into the playoffs or maybe even into the final.
And how great is it to have family members here as opposed to the bubble last year?
Yeah, it's nice. My mom and dad came up. They only decided in the last couple of weeks. They were on the fence for what felt like forever. But it was nice. It's just nice to have people watching and people here. And there's nothing worse than in the bubble last year making an incredible shot and you can't hear anything. There's nothing more demotivating than that. But certainly hearing the cheers tonight, it makes it fun.